Control on the PS5. Time recording is 12:01 a.m. Wednesday, March 19th, excuse me, 2025. When we last left off, we got ourselves a nice little introduction to the Federal Bureau of Control and the well, Twitch is off to a real bad start tonight. I have no idea how much of that was even kept. So what I was saying was welcome back. I'm your host, Mortanius. Back to another episode of Control, PS5. Time recording, I guess at this point it's 12:04 a.m. Wednesday, March 19th, 2025. Last left off, we got a pretty big welcome to this big world. This mysteriously strange world of apparently science fiction, interdimensional demons and possession. So yeah, needless to say, a lot of people are dying. Ended up meeting a bunch of survivors, led by a particularly bubbly individual by the name of Emily Pope. Apparently, they all managed to survive in this one shelter. Lucky for them. Not overly big, but you can cram people in here easily, depending on how many are left. Managed to fix this particular area, which was, it looked like somebody had threw up Tetris everywhere, and nobody could make any sense of what they were trying to do. And now we're just in the process of trying to see if we can fix what seems to be broken in this particular place that they call the quote-unquote oldest house. So if you folks like what you see and want to see more of me as we try and figure out this debacle, just give me a like, a follow, a subscribe here on YouTube, both. Drop a comment, check out some of the other playlists, share around some of the other playlists, bang the bell. Follow the links from the Twitch to get to my YouTube. Follow the links from the YouTube to get to my Twitch. And wherever you folks happen to be, have yourselves a good morning, afternoon, evening, or night, and get comfortable. Let's get into this. Now, if memory serves, there shall be no flashlights, unfortunately. I may just have to brighten it up as we go. Interesting. No, you don't. No, you don't. Mentioned it last episode. If for some reason in games I don't trust metal detectors. Is that what the control point is doing, or is that just incense or something? what happens if you touch this thing, because it could just be stone. But well, let's just say we saw one like in the last episode. It was of a different scale. Then okay. I believe that's where I came from. Yeah, we have to deal with that, among other things. Perfect opportunity for weirdos to pop up. So let me see if I can see up his leg. Let me see if I can see up her skirt. Reasons. Ass hats. Yes, this is where it came from. Gotta remind myself, seeing as how the world is kind of normal around here. That was weird. I heard something. Okay. Excuse me. Now, one thing that you will find is that other than the weapon, you also come across mods as you go. One for shatter projectile boost is upping the projectiles fired, or ammo efficiency, which that's just beautiful. 5% less per shot. Now you can also break them down for in-game currency. Oh wait. And you also have personal mods, yeah. Health recovery on element pickup 20% and energy 6%. That second one's not useful to me just yet. Slow it down, game. Slow it down. No spoilers. Good lord. That is... I've never seen such pop in this close in any game. Wow. Release articles. Masao Leo. And Lynn Sebastian Jenner. I am not a mathematician. I always loved math, but I am not a mathematician. Can be taken for reuse. That? Or this whole equation and details. Research the fission hadron resonance amplifier. All right. You know what? I figured out what it is. They're using some of that SCP magic marker stuff. You only see it if you get just close enough, and you're supposed to. Since we cleared the room up, we actually have the chance to run around and pick up some stuff that we didn't have access to. Hence my current lack of forward progress, folks. It is still forward progress, just different. Alright. Technological limitations on of the oldest house. Examination of paranatural topics. Summary. The oldest house imposes certain limitations on our bureau, but by far the most restrictive is the inability to use certain technological instruments. The oldest house does not allow devices that receive or emit any redacted signal. Radio waves are the only transmittable signals in the oldest house, and even those are unreliable. If the power of collective unconsciousness is taken into account, it could be that certain pieces of technology are too new in the cultural redacted for the oldest house to redacted them. Similarly, these items have not been known to become receptacles for altered status. Technology may be moving at too fast a pace for the redacted to occur. Modern technology tends to disappear and break here, sometimes quite violently. Redacted agents have been injured by cell phones exploding in their pockets while entering the oldest house. Refer to file 4-19-1935 for full report. Alright. So now we know why it is they old school mail tubes know smart anything from that note we found earlier. Department of Unhuman Affairs? "23 Thomas Street, New York." Might have got that number wrong, but I don't think so. There's so much of this I don't remember and so much I didn't play. I don't know why. That tune is kind of catchy. I see you, my friend. Thank you. Jesus Christ. Listen, I know you can't control building shifts, but the executive level restroom has been missing for weeks now. I worked my ass off in this Islamabad station for 3 years. In the Islamabad station for 3 years. I've earned the right to a nice workplace shitter. If you can't bring it back, at least find out where it went. D. Rodriguez. I mean, you can't really blame them, but you can't really blame him for being upset about it. It's like, you people want us around here doing all of this. The least you can do is keep track of the bathroom while we do it. No, I don't expect it to be easy. But you know what else ain't easy? Doing what you want us to do. At least we ask, because when we ask you, is it left or right? We need to know right now. Is that the radio I started? Damn. No, that would get frustrating. They shut it off up there. Oh, it sounds like they want us to shut it off up here. I'll go ahead and turn it up. Now, one thing I do remember, I don't know if it's stuck, when you open these, you don't want to move away immediately, because I don't think she just collects them because she opened the container. I think you actually have to grab it. That's office area where we tend to meet with our colleague, Emily Pope. I already spoke to her. There's no real need for it, otherwise I would. There you are. Alright. Let's get back to it. Cafeteria, nostalgia department, communications department, and dead letters.
There it is again. Our welcome message.
That was weird. Oh, okay, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's been a while. When you use ammo in this game, it replenishes on its own. You don't have to worry about collecting it, but once it tops itself off, you actually feel a vibration. What the hell that was? See what I mean? You have to go over to the loop. I'm assuming it's the same, still the same, as it used to be. I'm assuming it's still the same for things you open. And yes, there are still enemies because she's still in combat stance. Part of the reason why it's so loud out there is because there's enemies as well. Week 83 report. Visited the following Nevada accommodations: Desert Sun Inn, Big Sky Motel, Starlight Motel In and Out, Aztec Court, Sleepy Bear Motel, Silver Spurs Ranch, El Gato Blanco Inn, and A Plus Lodge. Accommodations: $831.29. Meals: $714.84. Gasoline: $295.12. Minibar: $313.61. I do wonder if a motel called the Ocean View is going to be found in a landlocked state. But hey, I guess I'm not paid to think, right? And for the record, I again request that you give us the budget to get 2 rooms each night. Agent Raleigh and myself are very tired of sleeping in the same room. See you on the road. Agent L. Hines. The boys in research said performing rituals may identify any places of power. Drinking those little whiskeys is my ritual. Hey, we all need our de-stress methods. Just don't go too crazy. I know this much: if I'm rolling around dealing with weird demon crap, there's no way I'm getting drunk. Unless I've done this so long that I don't really care about getting drunk on occasion. It's not happening. I need myself sober. Might start hallucinating, and I'm actually creating the hallucinations just from being drunk. And then come to find out, oh well, manifestation is a thing, especially if the collective unconscious is what they tend to use it as in this game. Oh,
It's overpowering here. You don't want me anywhere near it. With it on that.
Now, fair warning with that kind of stuff. You should come across more as we go. Notice my health bar. It does hurt. Good way to cut that noise down if it bothers you. And kind of does. Something just gave 8 or something? Like, what the hell is that? Alright. What am I hearing? Combat music. Come on. Eh, now be clear. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, stand still. I got you. Right. You can stay like that for a minute. Oh, it sounds like it thanks me. Havana, AWE 48. Event summary. An auditory event occurred at the U.S. Embassy in Havana, injuring the majority of diplomatic staff stationed there. Redacted deaths were reported, and the outgoing information has been managed. Event response. Bureau agents arrived at the embassy on the same day as the event was reported through federal channels, but were too late to witness the AWE, which is reported to have been redacted. Staff experienced sudden intense vibrations and noise accompanied by an intense pressure in the ears. This lasted for redacted minutes. No visual phenomena was witnessed. The scene was cordoned off, and the embassy staff were transported to the continental U.S. For some reason, my brain was going to say something else. After Formula I.9 was recited in the vicinity, a single cowboy boot began to vibrate. Identifying it as an altered item. The item was contained and brought to the Bureau for examination. See case file AI85 for details. Now, if memory serves, $2016. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, in 2016, the Havana embassy ended up going through a whole event that people, I don't think they were ever actually able to truly explain. But it left people with hearing problems, left people with full-on body problems, to the point that there were theories ranging from sonic weapons to microwave radiation. But again, nobody's got a definitive answer. Dizziness, headaches, hearing problems, so on and so forth. So they decided to incorporate that into the game. Thing is, quite a few times, you'd be surprised how often little truths are sprinkled throughout things we watch and consume, just to get it out the way or to prepare us for later. What did I just hear? Now, I'm not saying something like that is actually the case, no. But what I will say is, this universe is fascinating. Please be aware, due to recent fluctuations in the nearest control points, this area's stability has been downgraded to yellow. Reference chart: green, stable. Yellow, low possibility of unanticipated building shifts. Orange, high likelihood of unanticipated building shifts. Red, frequent unanticipated building shifts. Always in the green, never in between. Ah, Hiss corrupted agent. The Hiss manifests in human hosts in numerous ways. The most common and least intense form is seen in the many corrupted agents floating throughout the Bureau. The Hiss agents have maintained their human appearance, undergoing no obvious physical transformation. The most notable distinction from an unaffected human is the fact that they levitate. These Hiss have displayed no aggressive behavior. They're only interested. Sorry about that. Talking words. They only seem interested in vocalizing the strange incantations ad infinitum. Perhaps these vessels are only meant to propagate the Hiss corruption, like spores or Wi-Fi boosters, or are they cocoons preparing to enter the next stage of evolution? When attacked, Hiss agents disappear, perhaps entering a state of invisibility or undergoing a transformation into a purely resonant form. Research is ongoing. Refer to file redacted for full report. Then, of course, you have this one. Hiss barrier. Field research on Hiss entity Hiss barrier. The Hiss resonance field is a physical impediment that is difficult to define. Hiss barriers appear in ways to impede escape or access by Bureau personnel. Two methods have been discovered for lowering them: destroying the multiple concentrated resonance sources found in the vicinity, destroy the Hiss entities in the area. The resonance fields seem to require support for their size and density from other non-connected sources of Hiss resonance. Without the ability to draw from these sources, the barrier will fall. Does an inactive structure made of Hiss resonance qualify as a conscious being? Does the distinction make any difference when considering the Hiss? What does the very act of building walls to prevent our movement tell us about the Hiss? To what degree is it watching and planning? Refer to file redacted before report. We'll love to be referring to these redacted files if y'all would, give them to your new director. Wonder why I still had a new notification. Somebody's gonna have to put that back on the roll. Now there is some way to actually tell floating enemies from floating just NPCs, and at least I think it's worked for me so far. But whether there are other methods or whether it's all perfect all the time, I can't say. Had a dream and I built the thing I saw in my dream, a machine that will contain God, but not the God you know or the ones anyone knows. A new God. The machine will be his body, his heart, and his mind. I made it just like the dream showed me. I used the motor from the refrigerator and the coils from my toaster and the fans plus the timing belt from my car's engine and the wheels from my son's skateboard. God can't move yet, but the dream said he would learn how on his own. This is just a beginner's body, like a baby's, but a machine instead. God only needs a place to start. If you want to interview me, please contact me at the address on the envelope. My phone does not work anymore. I had to use the dialing plate on God. See what I mean, though? It's dark as hell, so it's a little hard to tell. But it's real dark in here for us too. But like, this should not be here. It makes no structural sense, and it's how it is everywhere. But check this out. So, hover over him, nothing. Hover over him, well, you get the point. Not to mention, you can kind of see the energy in their faces. Not to mention, I want to say only the real strong ones have that sort of hiss resonance bleeding off of them. Alright. Yeah, why don't you let me loop real quick? Check something out. Nope. I guess it actually does grab now. Good. Here's a shield. This is a bad spot. Nothing like a telekinetic bitch slap. I'll give it to her, boy. Especially when that fighting starts, she gets to that sprint. She get deep into that sprint. She said, nope, I'm not getting shot. And now we put Jenga back in the box. Now, cleanse control points to gain access to fast travel sites throughout the oldest house. Yep. Now there are paths here and elevators. You have to wonder if there's any consistency to these shifts. Like, when this one shifts, does it always look like it did? Or is it always a different kind of shift? Like, what if it shifts so bad that you can never get to the control point? Like, Jesus. I mean, I say you might be able to send a drone, but a drone is too smart. Mr. Government. I called the police, but they never came to my house. I got a problem, and you got to send folk to fix it. I got my wife one of them singing fish on the walls. It's not a real fish, it sings when you hit a button. But it's got the devil in it. Flies around at night and sings devil songs. Says lots of cuss words. The devil got in my house because of the fish, and you got to come handle it. My wife was real upset. When can you come? Sincerely, Dwayne Barr. Well, his wife was upset. Somebody needs to handle it. Honestly, I can't blame it. Because you know she's blaming the hell out of him for what? Why you bring me this thing and it's possessed and it's running around my house singing songs about the devil and hoes? Yeah, I don't know. All I did was buy one of these mechanical fish from that there pawn shop you always ranting and raving about. Greetings, Director Trench. I'd like to thank you for approving my request for the Dead Letters Archive cataloging the Bureau's collection of delinquent mail will provide. Jesus. Cataloging the Bureau's collection of delinquent mail will provide an extremely handy database that research teams can use to search for any connections or related topics found among the letters. Aside from the more functional purposes, the archive will allow us to preserve these windows into authentic human encounters with the paranatural world. The letters came to us from various places and times, gathered by the postal services as undeliverable. The Bureau is the perfect home for them. I realize not all letters contain accounts of genuine paranatural events, but even the erroneous ones allow us insight into how the unknown is perceived by real people. Of course, I will first compile a system to allow us to analyze letters for any information or suspected connections to AWEs and other altered materials. So, thank you again. Can't wait to delve into my dead letters. P. Bartwell. Plus, in the end, as again was stated, collective unconsciousness, if these things potentially do strengthen as an urban legend, they could pop off, and you at least know their potential origin point, or at least one of their origin points. Lordy. Something I actually meant to mention, there is a lot of reading in this game, boy. To whom it may concern, I am being contacted by the past president of the United States of America. They appear as spirit guides, giving me their wisdom. John Adams keeps saying I need to fix America, but I can't really understand him. They all have a lot of opinions. People tell me I'm imagining it, but Theodore Roosevelt showed me how to fix my lawnmower, and I don't even know a thing about lawnmowers. Explain that. I have great dead men telling me about the past and the present. If you would like to use my abilities to help run the government, please let me know. I know the White House could use me. Yours in earnest, James Bartholomew. Setting aside the potential arrogance, if you don't know how to fix a lawnmower, and John Adams taught you how to fix a lawnmower, well, Theodore Roosevelt taught him how to fix a lawnmower, something that he wouldn't have had access to at his point, let alone the type of lawnmower, even if he did. I mean, he might not necessarily be speaking to the old president, but he is speaking to something, and it has shown him things. That, or he has a sort of split personality kind of thing going, and he's like learning from his other self and not realizing it. So, kids, you'll like this part.
Just look at it. 8 inches wide and capable of storing a whopping 80 kilobytes. Stolen by our friends at the CIA, the disk held the launch codes to Soviet nukes.
Different one, still.
This is not the disk, of course, but one exactly like it. A perfect fusion of concepts vibrating in the Cold War era collective unconscious. A receptacle. It is a receptacle for dangerous energies to hone in on. And they did. We don't have the details, but when things started flying around the disk, it was transferred to us. It's an object of power. OOP. Oops. Oh, and it can launch things telekinetically through the air. To date, we've launched maybe 3 dozen pencils. And once, we even launched a cup.
Says a lot, actually. It's scaling them up what they can do. From a pencil to a cup. Those are 2 completely different weights, completely different densities, completely different materials. Then it becomes, well, how far can we continue?
Communications. We're on the right track.
Or can you imagine getting into an elevator where somebody's just sitting there floating, ankles just knocking you in the face? It looked like it hurt, but I don't know if I'm actually hurt. Unless that was already there, but it was a perfect landing spot. Missed opportunity. All right. You still alive? That's one of the mail tools. Book Club Notes for Penny by L. Simpson. So I don't usually read a lot of sci-fi, but as far as space operas goes, this was alright. The title, Unless You, could refer to a bunch of things in the book, I guess. But I thought it was a little vague and stupid. The way the characters kept throwing it around, almost like a catchphrase, got real annoying real fast. The best part of the story was the space battles. I sided with the Fixers, obviously because they had the coolest tech and their motives made the most sense to me. Honestly, if I had to choose between some hoity-toity flowers and gun space hippies or a badass bunch of warriors who go around devouring planets like a cheap sushi on a Sunday, I know what I'm picking. You can keep your sushi. The scene where they go invade City Planet and convert the entire population using those brain worms, and that space dog fight between those two ace pilots, sign me the fuck up. What kind of ruined the whole thing for me was where my favorite character got killed not even halfway through the story by getting a battery cylinder launched into his face by a gravitational anomaly. His death didn't feel necessary at all. 2 of 5. Huh. Interesting. What was that? Oh. Wait, was that the whole video?
Just look at it. 8 inches wide and capable of storing a whopping 80 kilobytes.
It's not long.
Stolen by our friends at the CIA, the disk held the launch codes to Soviet nukes. This is not the disk, of course, but one exactly like it. A perfect fusion of concepts vibrating in the Cold War era collective unconscious. A receptacle. It is a receptacle for dangerous energies to hone in on. And they did. We don't have the details, but when things started flying around the disk, it was transferred to us. It's an object of power. OOP. Oops. Oh, and it can launch things telekinetically through the air. To date, we've launched maybe 3 dozen pencils.
Yeah, same video.
And once, we even launched a cup.
Some of these will actually be longer than they show.
Object of power. Looks like the hiss have latched onto it. We need to test it.
There it is. Right there, R3 to crouch. I was trying to remember. I'm like, I could swear there was a crouch in this game. The floppy disk nuke can be bound. The game launch telekinesis. Teach us to believe, Director.
It's harder to hear you when I'm here. It's like the channel's been changed. The board's in charge here. They're pyramids in the Bureau seal. Are they really the ones pulling the strings? I'm not their director. I'm no one's director.
Oh, well, now you want to rage? I thought you wanted to be here. Hold R1 to grab highlighted objects. Release R1 to launch. Energy is at the top of the screen. You don't waste energy while holding. And you don't waste energy once you release. If memory serves, there should be a button you can press to stop that. And yeah, I can grab pretty much everything here. Another reason why I love the particle effects in this game. Launch align the cube thingamajig to the hole, slot to advanced score. Oh, we all do like to score, don't we? Yeah, it obviously will give you like a little lock on. I'm just fine with that. Energy needs to recharge now. Functions like your gun, I want to say. If you over drain it, takes longer, but maybe not. Now, one thing I do like, if there's nothing around, it doesn't matter. There's always stuff. There's always stuff. You just take it from your environment, wherever it is. It doesn't matter. Ah, okay. Hit square and you stop using your ability without using your ability. And you actually gain back some of your energy. So for the Xbox, you would hit X while holding RB. Destroy the copies fake made with your ability gift burden. Oh, that really that. Now you don't need to draw back as far all the time. Sometimes it's the better move. Going into our astral plane's secret base. You must stop mute them, Director. Yeah, like I said, I don't know if we want to be touching the ones back in the real world, or at least where we come from. They may just be structures, but I have a funny feeling they ain't. So the hits are penetrating this area too. This realm, rather. The floppy disk is now bound, delivered. Paranatural powerhouse obtained the launch ability. Trophy. And whatever that is. His antagonist is seeking our astral plane.
There you are. You were gone. Cut off. I got it. Just like you wanted, right? This will help me fight the hiss.
Abilities such as launch are particularly effective against shields. Well, get them on the flyby. Who are you hitting? I'm like... where did you get home to? Jesus. Either way, we have telekinesis now. And we're going to enjoy that, children. That right there has always been one of my favorite superpowers. Decided to clear the path, huh, did you?
Emily said that the hotline can be reached through the mailroom.
Right. Understood. I don't even want you hanging on by a thread. I want silence. One of these days, I'm gonna sit down and just listen to what they saying. It's probably a bunch of nonsensical gibberish, but I'll listen. Share record efficiency. But until that day comes, you can shut the fuck up. Oh my god. Reinformation campaign. Summary of Willow Avenue on AWE Avenue. Funny. National news sites have begun publishing the story of the polar bear attack on the Alaskan town. You all know I don't like to boast, but claiming that the family was killed by migrating polar bears that's desperate for food because their ecosystem is being ruined by global warming was a stroke of genius. Using current ecological concerns makes the public much less likely to redact it. So now the AWE behind us and the public is none the wiser. Well done, everyone. It was a strong campaign and perfectly executed, but this doesn't mean we can stop monitoring redacted, and redacted for any off-message opinions, but it's looking like we're in the clear. Tomasi out. Well, shouldn't really be surprised when it goes bad and then you get mad at mere regular people for not knowing what procedures the FBC actually have, since why would you tell people? They just need to be glad you're keeping the secret and keeping them safe. Feel pride in that and make sure you have their replacements ready when the time comes. Floppy disk OOP5-KE must be contained in a cell with no other loose material. The object is an 8-inch diskette containing Soviet-era nuclear launch codes. When bound, the object allows para-utilitarians to telekinetically lift material and throw it a short distance. See Dr. Darling presentation 11.15 for more information. The object is currently bound to redacted for research purposes. Stolen from a Soviet military base located and redacted by agents redacted and redacted with the CIA, the diskette contained launch codes to redacted missiles, believed to be reserved for use against redacted. After being returned to America, the diskette began throwing computational hardware at members of the decoding team. An informant in the CIA tipped the Bureau off, and it was requisitioned by agents the next day. I would have done the same. Here's corrupted demolitions expert. The Bureau only allows certain highly trained individuals to handle volatile materials and weaponry. Our demolition experts are instructed in the use of explosives and dimensions with distinct physical laws, making them important assets for engineering work as well as combat situations. Hiss demolitions experts are the only observed Hiss variations to wield a specially built rocket-propelled grenade that is designed to identify and track redacted entities once fired, making them a hilarious, making them a threat whose termination should be prioritized in combat scenarios. I find it remarkable that the Hiss restrict usage of a weapon to the Bureau personnel who train specifically for its use. What does this tell us about its behavior? Can it not pass along new information to corrupted entities? Still, there are still too many questions. Refer to file redacted before report. And then Hiss Rangers. Thought I read those. No, it was Hiss Guards. The Rangers are the Bureau's well-trained and well-armed expeditionary forces. Their hive corrupted counterparts are equally formidable. Prior to corruption, Rangers were trained to use a variety of weapons in order to face any threat found during an AWE response or threshold exploration, including submachine guns, assault rifles, and automatic shotguns. The Rangers utilize these weapons as well as the advanced tactics taught by Bureau instructors. Some are additionally outfitted with Bureau-made body armor. Hiss Rangers have no observed supernatural abilities beyond some being protected by a shield of dense hive resonance capable of stopping bullets. Considering the advanced training the Hiss Rangers are capable of applying to that situation, it is feasible to consider that the human mind still remains intact to some degree. Or is the Hiss able to tap into the combat training and utilize it? Further observation is required. Refer to file redacted for full report. Good Lord. Definitely came with this from an odd angle, but I understand.
This must open the door.
Hey, now. Did you see that shit? Now energy is actually useful. Clearance level 1. Clean to control points. Now, not every control point is going to be unstable, messy, death all over the place. But that doesn't mean that this place is safe, as you saw us fighting enemies not too long ago. That's supposed to be. Oh, okay. I initially thought it was some sort of build up to something.
How do you say insane? You're listening to America Overnight, mystifying the airwaves for more than 29 years.
Let's do it this way. That way we don't have that background, whatever the hell that is.
You're listening to America Overnight, mystifying the airwaves for more than 29 years. Thank you for for staying up with us. Ghosts. We've had many Thank you for staying up.
It's louder here. That's crazy. I'm assuming that's an sound effect we're dealing with, not music. A lot of games sometimes combine this stuff weirdly enough.
With us.
Okay. That might be dialogue audio, frustratingly. That might actually be dialogue audio. I hope not.
Ghosts. We've had many callers over the years tell us of hauntings, voices, and other phantasmagorical phenomena. Today, friend of the show, Dr. Quincy Reagan, tells his story.
We'll just deal with
Quincy, thanks. This is something I experienced recently while staying at the Chili Pines Motel in Macon for last year's SuspiciaCon. I was in room 47. The night manager, an avid listener of the program, insisted I take this particular room. Now, the manager explained that years back, the body of a man was discovered under the bed, inside that wooden border that motel beds tend to have. And the body had been there a week, he said. Guests had stayed there, sleeping with the corpse a foot below them. They only found the body when housekeepers complained about the smell. Hauntings have been reported in room 47 ever since. I happily took the room. I fell asleep pretty quick, checking under the bed first, of course. No ghosts visited me, no chilly spots or flickering lights. But when I woke up, I found myself under the bed. It was dark and stiflingly hot. Luckily, I was able to push the mattress off and crawl out before I suffocated. The night manager was kind enough to find me another room.
There you have it, listeners. What we call ghosts take many forms. Quincy was brave enough to tell his story, and I encourage you to keep calling and writing whenever you encounter something strange, something you can't explain. Maybe you're seeing colors that we have no name for. Maybe your toaster is possessed. Remember, dear listeners, when no one else believes you, we do. America Overnight, we'll be right back.
Now, it's possible what he said is a bunch of nonsense. Just telling the story. It's also possible that there's something to it. Let me see. There was something else about it, though. Wish you could actually get a transcript you could read as well.
You're listening to America Overnight, mystifying the airwaves for more than 29 years. Thank you for staying up with us. Ghosts. We've had many callers over the years tell us of hauntings, voices, and other things.
No interruptions. That's what I was trying to remember. So, ghosts. It's possible ghosts exist in this universe. It's also just as easily possible that it's not necessarily ghosts so much as interdimensional beings that come off as ghosts or come off as what we would perceive as ghosts. No real ghost so much as this thing that does everything that we would expect a ghost to do. Federal Bureau of Controls, pay attention to Alberto. This is the last time I'm explaining this. Internal lockdowns are manually triggered events that lock one or all of the sectors by restricting use of the sector elevator, effectively locking staff in that sector until the emergency is handled. It can only be lifted via the directorial override and maintenance once the director is satisfied that the situation is under control. External lockdowns are a bigger deal. Nothing in or out of the whole building. It's only triggered by a cold rig containment breach based on some complicated system that security and research slap together. It can only be lifted once A, the threat has been neutralized, and B, a high clearance individual gives the system the all clear. This process is not the same as the directorial override, so stop saying so in documentation. I know it's confusing as hell. I've told Darling 100 times to change it, but they're adamant it stays the way it is. Honestly, I don't think they even know how to change it at this point. Let's just make sure our staff understand how this mess all works, okay? Marshall. Yeah. That's also a pretty catchy tune. Yeah, that's a beautiful moment. Got in the way. It is visually satisfying seeing all these particle effects. Disconnected from the network. Confirmed data breach. Summary. Last month, our on-site servers experienced an intrusion by unauthorized users. After a thorough investigation, it was confirmed that the users only accessed a video file which contained portions of various Dr. Darling presentations. Investigations were able to track the users through their IP address. The following are the confirmed confirmed identities of these users: Patrick Strotgens, Rubens Noguera, Arto Kalumaki, Christopher Mills Bowling, and Jaakko Saarinen. Saarinen. I don't know why that sounds potentially Middle Eastern to me, but I'm not an expert. Like, the first name sounds German. The second one sounds like Vietnamese. Third one, it sounds Asian. Arto, I'm not really sure. That sounds potentially Italian, but again, I'm not an expert. But the Kalumaki, that sounds Asian to me. Miles Bowling, Christopher Miles Bowling. I don't know. It could be American. That could just as easily be English, British rather. And then you have Jaakko Saarinen. That actually sounds kind of Middle Eastern, but maybe not necessarily. Like, well, no, I don't know. I have to think about it because it's kind of reminded me of something else to now, and I might have misplaced that name or that thought process. These individuals are in breach of Bureau Code 91 and have been placed under surveillance by our external investigation team. Further action is pending. Okay. Stop trying to tell the truth, man. The world can't handle it. Trust me, we tried. I doubt it. We'll see. Because at the end of the day, you just leaving us just sitting here with our asses hanging out in the wind. could I not get my shoes wet? Like, is that really a problem for you? Like, why is that really a problem for you? I could have swore that was a door. Yep. That's what level 1 clearance get you, children. Launch efficiency upgrade, so you use less energy to use your launch. Wouldn't be a bad thought. I love that sound effect when she actually uses it. Good. Don't know when to save last. Alright. This looks like it's gonna be pleasant.
They can fly now. Great.
Tripping. You shall heal. Where you going? Where you going?
I have a feeling he'll be back.
I heard you talking shit. I heard your jokes.
Let's stay focused. The hotline should be past the mailroom.
Now that upstairs door is unlocked. So yeah, there is also a bunch of that. You can't open the door from this side kind of stuff in this game too. But I'm fine with that, honestly. I'm fine. As far as I'm concerned, any game that has locked doors, I'm fine with it being you have to get to the other side if you want to unlock these doors, kind of doors. I'm fine with that. It doesn't bother me. It makes sense. Not every door is gonna be unlocked. It's all of a sudden like real life is actually a thing conceptually. Not every door is going to be unlocked. Look at that. Shocker. I like this room. I love lower dumps, but Jesus, there's so many in this game. Not gonna lie, they could have recorded these. Strange collection collect 40 collectibles. Hiss elevated. Hiss elevated agents display abilities similar to telekinetic competencies observed in Bureau para-utilitarians. Some prefer to charge their targets while others launch objects at them. Telekinetic attacks have been ineffective against the Hiss elevated due to their own talent in the area. They do not use any weapon except their own paranatural capabilities. Some Hiss elevated have been seen levitating while strapped into chairs. This is likely the result of individuals being corrupted while undergoing cognitive recording in parapsychology. How are they able to use paranatural abilities? It is possible that these individuals bound the object's power prior to corruption. It's also worth considering that the Hiss resonance can identify and express latent paranatural ability in the individual it corrupts. Refer to file redacted for report. Not surprising. People can get superpowers if they have a sort of connection to it. Be kind of weird if they didn't. Time for tea. Hey Malcolm. Yes, tea time is at 7. I'll see you at the course on Sunday morning. By the way, have you heard about this Tennyson report? Apparently there's a bunch of copies drifting around the office. Trent is looking to get his hands on any information about who wrote it. You wouldn't happen to have heard anything about that, would you? See you Sunday, Jim. Enjoy your golf, gentlemen. Here's hoping y'all actually got to go, because woo-wah. This ain't looking like the day to come into work. That ain't particularly loud. Butte. A spate of disappearances, or Butte AWE 17. A spate of disappearances was traced to a home in the city of Butte, where Bureau agents discovered a translocated light switch cord. Event response: Bureau agents arrived at the home of a local celebrity, located at Redacted, which had been connected to a total of redacted disappearances in the area. Agents found no one inside while searching for a closet. An agent pulled the light switch and disappeared from view. Another agent was selected to pull the cord in order to replicate the event. He disappeared as well, but both agents were discovered at the oldest house days later, found in a sealed room by rangers exploring a new area of the house. The light switch cord in the Butte home's closet disappeared during this incident. Okay, did that person get exonerated for their missing persons? Like, Jesus Christ. Because so far, y'all seem to be
Alberto Tomasi, head of comms.
Focus on a bunch of fake crap in order to keep people from thinking about these AWEs. Oh yeah, that was a hungry polar bear that slaughtered that family. Harumph. Well done, everyone. It was a strong campaign and perfectly executed. Alberto Tomasi. And that's the thing, some of these individuals...
The Hiss got him.
Yeah. Some of these individuals that we come across, you do see their names. It's just a little hard to keep track of it because of the speed of combat.
All right, take this down. The situation in Cuba has been... All right, take this down. The situation in Cuba has been evaluated by the relevant authorities. The mysterious illness affecting the staff at the U.S. Embassy in Havana was caused by sonic weaponry in the hands of a foreign power. Numerous personnel have damage to the inner ear, but most are expected to make a full recovery. Of course, the event also damaged their cellular walls, but we can't blame that on some stupid noise gun. Thank God no local doctors examined them first. Honestly, what are the odds an altered item would show up inside a U.S. embassy? Talk about good luck, huh? So much easier to... Hey, are you still recording this?
Yeah, I wonder why. Wonder why he is recording. Should still be recording.
Evaluated by the relevant authorities. The mysterious illness affecting the staff at the U.S. Embassy in Havana was caused by sonic weaponry in the hands of a foreign power. Numerous personnel have damage to the inner ear, but most are...
The hotline can't be far now.
Wage war against another nation just to keep this place hidden and unquestioned. Further reinforcing either how dangerous this place is or how dangerous they assume it is. Hotline chamber. Set inside the ring, it's extremely quiet. Hotline security log. All visitors must check in. 8/19 of 2019, 2:45, Director Trench. 26 of 19, 12:13, Director Trench. 31 of 19, 11:09, Bill Everett, Custodian. 9/2 of 2019, 2:45, Director Trench. 9 of 2019, 2:45, Director Trench. 14 of 2019, 10:57, Bill Everett, Custodian. 16 of 2019, 2:45, Director Trench. 23 of 2019, 2:45, Director Trench. 28 of 2019, 9:13, Director Tomasi. Director Trench, excuse me. I was thinking about Tomasi. 9/28, 2019. 10:59 p.m. Bill Everett, Custodian. 10/1, 2019. 3:34 a.m. Director Trench. 10/12, 2019. 11:03 Bill Everett, Custodian. 10/26, 2019. 11:11 p.m. Carol Bishop, Custodian. Interesting. So what happened to Bill? Butte, AWE-17. According to their testimony, the agents have been transported from the Butte home to a roadside motel named the Ocean View Motel and Casino and discovered a room key by performing a ritual. See file MOT-01. The key opened a door marked with an inverted black pyramid, which they only learned after a lengthy period of trial and error. After pulling another motel cord found inside this room, they were transported to the oldest house. The disappearances of the homeowner and the other locals of the Butte have been attributed to the light switch cord. The Ocean View Motel is now known to have many doors and pathways. Since the occurrence, identical light switch cords to the one found in the Butte home have begun appearing throughout the oldest house. At the time of writing, redacted light cords have been found at the oldest house located in the redacted sectors. These all access the Ocean View Motel, though how exactly this link operates is redacted. But initial hypotheses center on the Butte AWE as a redacted. See Dr. Darling's presentation 24.3 for more details. Let me see. Since the occurrence, identical light switches have been found in the Butte home, have begun appearing throughout the oldest house. Time of writing, light cords have been found in the oldest house, located in redacted sectors. All access the Ocean View, though how exactly the link operates is redacted. But initial hypothesis center on the Butte AWE I'm thinking as a focal point or as an anchor, or maybe even as some sort of IFF, Identified Friend Foe system that allows you to move through it. Or potentially like a battery power source. Nope.
View Motel and Casino. Dream Logic. The light switch cord. Door marked with the Black Pyramid.
Dream Logic, huh?
Whoa. Have we been here before? No. I've stayed at a lot of roadside motels across the country, on the road, on the run, under the radar. This feels like all of them, like something recognized from a dream.
What the fuck? Holy crap. I did not know you could come back. No, it's Ocean View Motel and Casino entry point, catalyst, light switch. The law of 3 applies. Director use only. Oh, there's the white upside down pyramid and there's a black upside down pyramid. I don't know how to feel about it. White right side up and black upside down. Pyramids. Doesn't that sound like a chip I tune? Damn. Huh, and there's maintenance going on out there?
Hello? Anyone here?
Well then. All right. Oh, play the ominous music for the last room, huh? Fantastic. Thought I saw something.
Key has a black pyramid on it.
Well, I know what I'm doing. This is Lassen Volcanic National Park, U.S. Department of the Interior, National Park Service. Hold up. National Park in California. Yes, sirski. You people are bad at your job. Unless that's memorabilia, that's close enough to consider this to be California. So what you trying to tell me right now? Trying to tell me what I need to be doing? I don't know. You don't tell me what I need to be doing. Oh, yeah. pull that string when I'm good and ready. You ain't gonna make me do nothing, gang. There are walls. Hotlines, seashells, a transmitter is flash bridge. Directors can call the board flash long distance. Alright, another astral challenge. Let's go. Yeah. I remember you. Hotline will allow you to contact extraterrestrial entities. Extraterrestrial. I guess still kind of fits. Hey. What are you doing? I know how you don't. Well done. You can contact us in the hotline collective menu. We expect compulsive weekly something. Jesus. Hey, I think it's God.
It is a phone. It's an object of power. It doesn't connect to any typical network. A direct line to the astral plane and the board. And my hypothesis is, under the right conditions, to other planes of existence as well.
A director needs a team. My management team. These people know the secrets of the Bureau as well as I do. Some even better. Darling, Tomasi, Salvador, Marshall. Marshall especially, my head of operations. She sees right through me. She knows I don't like relying on people. The only person you should fail is yourself. But things change when you become director.
I can respect the sentiment. It makes sense. It's not to say you don't care about the skills of others. It's just you want to move at your own pace.
I have it. The hotline. I can reach Trench. Well, listen to him. He feels more like an echo. An echo with important info. I need to get back to Emily.
Now, that individual could very easily have a better
People
pace.
react strongly when I tell them about you. Is it too soon to tell Emily? She might be able to help.
Yeah, like I was saying, it might be a better pace, it might be a worse pace, it might be an equal pace. It just wouldn't be my pace. I tend to deviate from time to time, so I mean, y'all see what I do when it comes to gaming. I'll be on a path and out of nowhere, I'll just see something, I won't say something, and I'll just go. I kind of have that thing sort of in real life. It's not like I have a desire to just leave people behind or something. It's just, I spot something, all right, time for me to do something. Let's see what's up. pace, people would disrupt that. I can work with teams, but I would prefer to work by myself. And then we come back to the director's office, with Trench's body gone, apparently. Wonder when that happened. To all executive staff, I know there's some concern regarding our operations exceeding the annual budget. So long as we operate within the oldest house, we are obscured from scrutiny in many respects. If our budget demands are not exorbitant to the point of drawing attention, then they will be granted by the U.S. Treasury without question. The FBC is just another line, another spreadsheet that some lowly accountant won't even notice. Their eyes will skip over us as if we weren't even there. The nature of the oldest house allows us certain freedoms in how we operate. Our being here is no accident. Regards, Zachariah Trench, Director of the Federal Bureau of Control. Now, when we picked up the hotline, we got a few things other than just loot. We also got these. You are the director now. We expect independence, dependence. You are authority, chosen one. Be the Bureau, game needs you. Okay.
It took us a long time to learn how to stabilize the control points, the ley lines, the meridians of the oldest house. Darling found a way to soothe this beast. We discovered we must cleanse control points of all interference. It's my duty as the director, like Northmore before me. I couldn't manage it in my own house, at my home. I'll damn well do it here. Without the control points, the oldest house would swallow us alive. We'd be sealed inside an endless labyrinth, and no one would hear our screams. If an enemy ever managed to corrupt the control points, it'd be over fast, spreading like a cancer, leaping over the fire breaks like a crown fire. They are the weak point. Darling's right about that. He's wrong about everything else. Dangerously wrong. Suspiciously wrong. Has he been compromised?
Don't know. I guess we're gonna have to find all that out.
The Ocean View Motel and Casino is a familiar friend to me. I stayed in countless motels like it while investigating AWEs across the country, back in my field agent days. Those roadside motels all bleed together like a dream. Same and not the same. Anywhere and nowhere. The Ocean View operates on dream logic, and the light switch cord leaks out to be found in the most unexpected places, and sometimes successfully encouraged to appear and act as a convenient lock to keep out those not trained in dreamscape navigation. Even Bureau veterans can only find one key in the motel. The key that opens the door marked with the inverted black pyramid. The rest, the many other doors, are still mysteries to us. We're all merely guests there. Even the board. Sometimes I need to visit, just to breathe easier for a while. It beats the numb, sterile apartment I spend my nights in, insulated from everything but myself. I guess that's where the whiskey comes in.
Now, I want to say this universe is connected to multiple other universes, from like movies, books, and games. And I think the Ocean View Motel is supposed to be a focal point for all of that.
I can hear the hotline ringing in my dreams, constantly ringing. ringing so loud I can't hear the voice I'm straining to understand. Why don't I pick up? It's a secure line of communication with the board. They would tell me what I need to know. Do I fear their answers? Would they have warned me of this threat? I didn't see it coming. The traitor in our midst. A conspiracy plotted right behind me. I can't trust anyone. I must assume all my intel has been manipulated. The hotline is the only channel I can trust. Bind it, control it. The rule and the ritual with objects of power. It can't be tampered with. The lifeline to the astral plane and the board. I must seek guidance. Soon. I'll rest first. I'm so tired. Always tired now. But I must reach the hotline. I think I'm under attack. An attack of dementia, exhaustion. It's a brain cloud making me forget. The hotline. I must reach the hotline.
And that's what I think happened to him when he shot himself. I think he was at that point, and this was probably the last thing he did, and then he shot himself. It's hard to say.
Something's coming. The whispers growing louder. The worst winter storm in Bureau history. Retribution for my sins. Our sins. This threat could destroy the Bureau, everything I've built. Destroy me. A web spun, turning this place against me. I catch glimpses of it in the corner of my eye. It's just out of reach. Elusive. It's clever. A perverse game of hide and seek. Is this part of an attack? Obfuscating the facts. Dimming my eyes. It's hard to tell. I need answers. I haven't heard back from Darling. I fear for my friend, my closest ally. I think we made a terrible mistake all those years ago. That thing he studies is putting us all in danger. It's my duty as director to keep the Bureau safe. It'll be difficult. What's done can't be undone. There's no easy fix. Magical thinking is a requirement for survival. Pain and suffering are mandatory. To change things, you have to break yourself. I don't know if I have the strength. I'm old and weak. I'm afraid. I can see my hands trembling. I'm losing control.
The methods he used to keep control might not work for him because he's older or he's been doing his job as director for as long. He might be more susceptible to some things. Hard to say.
A director needs a team. My management team. These people know the secrets of the Bureau as well as I do. Some even better. They have proven themselves. Darling, Tomasi, Salvador, Marshall. Marshall especially, my head of operations. She sees right through me. She knows I don't like relying on people.
Okay. I wasn't sure if that was going to be different or not. Hotline OOP3-UE. Object should be inaccessible for use except to the director. Object is a 1960s era red bakelite telephone. The rotary dial has been replaced with a black knob of unknown purpose. The phone waves redacted. The object allows the director to communicate with the redacted. If used by anyone other than the director, the object will cause lethal redacted. See Dr. Darling presentation 11.6 for more information. The object is currently bound to Director Trench. Background: the object spontaneously manifested in the director's office, placed on the desk. Director Northmore was the first known Bureau agent to use it. A battery of tests were run on the object, including redacted and redacted, but its origins remain unknown.
Ring, ring. It's Dr. Darling calling. In 1978, a comms department intern heard the hotline ring and picked it up, going against every safety protocol in the manual. She never recovered. And the handful of witnesses required extensive memory repression therapy. It is a phone. It's an object of power. It doesn't connect to any typical network. A direct line to the astral plane and the board. And my hypothesis is, under the right conditions, to other planes of existence as well. Our very own Ouija board. Only the director can answer it safely, and what he hears is kept classified.
Well, there you go. No touchy. No touch. Oh, Lord. Okay. Dear Mr. and Mrs. Potts, I regret to inform you that your son, Graham Potts, was killed on active duty this past week. While the details surrounding his death are classified, I'm honored to tell you that he died in the service of his country. You can be proud of his courage in the face of danger and his commitment to protecting our nation against her enemies. He will be remembered by his comrades and colleagues. I sincerely regret the pain this message will bring you. Take some solace in knowing that his sacrifice helped protect the country he loved so much. His effects will be returned to you with all speed. Sincerely yours, Howard J. Murray, Deputy Chief of Communications, Federal Bureau of Control. So what? People know that the Bureau of Control exists? Or is it that if you're a member of the family or something, the family could be like, okay, I want to be able to talk to at least one person so I can calm down from time to time. It's my mom, so she knows that I'm a Federal Bureau of Control agent, but she doesn't know what we do. Ooh, my cankles.
Jesse, did you get the hotline? I mean, how is it out there? The comms, the hiss? Sorry, you made it.
You got messy in here.
Emily? Let's talk.
Of course.
We'll actually save this for next episode. Because there's quite a bit of talking she'll want to do. But, it's going to be the end of episode 2 of Control on the PS5, folks. If y'all like what you see and want to see more of me, give me a like, follow, subscribe here on YouTube or both. Drop a comment, check out some of the other playlists, share around some of the other playlists, bang the bell. Follow the links from my Twitch to get to my YouTube. Follow the links from my YouTube to get to my Twitch. I was kind of wondering when he was going to get out of my outro, but apparently that's not his plan. And wherever you folks happen to be, have yourselves a good morning, afternoon, evening, or night. And God bless you. Catch you in the next one.